Okay, been over to MakeDoAndMend1's house today, and wasn't expecting to come back with anything, but came back with a couple of things. I took an electric motor down there for his homemade wheat mill to power that. Yeah, that should do the job nicely, I reckon. And we sort of done a bit of a deal, and I came away with this JAP Model 2A, which is a fairly interesting little engine. Pretty small, nothing much to them really. And for the best part, complete. We've just taken the oil filler cap off that's sitting here. These two bits should separate, but they don't, so that's going to take some doing to get those two apart. Expanded on this big old thick bit of checkered plate by the looks of it. And yeah, we've got a couple of problems with it. The mounting lugs on this side, the front here is broken off, as is the mounting bolt on this side, so she's taken a bit of a beating. Hopefully we still hold oil. There's a little bit in the sump, very small amount. Turns over, got a couple of clonks to it at the moment. I think that's mostly just the valves. They've got a valve tray similar to the listed E, I think. Just works on one single rocker that does the exhaust and intake valve, I believe. Anyway, I think we've had a little go at testing the coil, but we got no reading at the moment. But this HT lead looks a bit manky, so we're going to try and get a reading from the coil itself. But the tank is good, nice and clean inside, not too bad at all. Got an exhaust on here that will fit the Tiny Tim generator as well, so we can loosen that up so we can have an exhaust on Tiny Tim. I doubt these engines are ever going to need to run side by side, and those little threaded exhausts are hard to come by. Don't see many of those. Yeah, it's a JAP 2A fitted with the 2S carburetor, but it looks like it's had that from new. The 2S carburetor had the adjustable mixture. The 2A was a fixed jet engine, so they didn't really run as well. But we should be able to fine tune this one. Got governor override there. Carburetor's a little wonky. The manifold wants unthreading and leveling out. Got its original air filter on there. It's pretty nice. Choke is just like a Suffolk down here. Some of them have a choke up here and a choke down here, but this one doesn't. Got our crankcase breather. Yeah, it's pretty much complete. Just needs a pulley for the rope start, but I think I have one of those that will probably fit it for now. That's assuming this coil is any good. If the coil's no good, then we're a bit snookered. We'll have to probably do a car coil conversion on it to get it running, because I ain't got any more of those coils, unless it's the later type coil, in which case I might have one. Maybe, we'll see. Anyway, there you go. We'll take the cowling off and see if we can get the flywheel off tonight, and that'll probably be about as far as we go. I'd safely say this engine's certainly laying idle for quite some time. Got some nice cobweb action going on there. Crazy. All the flywheel fins are intact. It's kind of unusual on these engines. A lot of them get broken because they're not very thick at all. We're going to have to try not to break one of those in a minute when we try and undo this bizarre flywheel nut. That is original. Yeah. Anyway, let's crack on and see if we can get that off. Okay, so a rather bizarre technique. Proved successful. We simply put this wedge of wood into the flywheel, sort of angle it that sort of way, so you're spreading the load on the fin. And then we've taken this chisel, which is just right, for the flathead screw on this nut. Comes off ordinary rotation. And yeah, sure enough, we're good to go. Now all we simply do is thread that back on a few turns, apply some pressure behind the flywheel, give it a couple of taps with a hammer, and sure enough, the flywheel's off. Not much persuasion there at all. Got some rather rancid looking points, and annoyingly this HT lead has been soldered on to the coil. That could be what's caused the damage. It's probably not its original. We'll just have to wait and see. Got a bit of end float, but nothing too drastic. Points are definitely dirty though. Got ourselves a serial number there and a spec number. That can probably be used to date the engine. Y-co ignition. Yeah, it's not looking too bad at all. Just got to get some life out of this coil. Definitely haven't got one of those. Okay, well, I think that's about as far as we're going to go with the little JAP 2A for tonight. We found out some things about it already. The ignition coil at the moment isn't giving a reading. It looks like a nasty chunk has been taken out of the insulation here. But it is one of the big coils, so maybe, just maybe I can fit this one. Although I'm not sure if that one's any good or not at the moment. Can't really remember. But if it is, we might just be able to fit that one. Not sure what it's like in terms of the coil size, but the actual magneto section here without the pickups may fit this. Might. Who knows? Don't really know until we try. Not even sure if that one's any good. It might not be. But for the most part this one is open circuit at the moment, but we're going to go and shove it in the airing cupboard and see if drying it out over the course of a few days helps. But internally the engine looks very nice. Bore looks good. No side to side play in the piston. Yeah, it's generally nice and free. Clunking is just the valves. Bound to be a little bit clunky on this design of engine. But yeah, even the exhaust seat doesn't look too bad. Just minor lapping in needed there. That's no big deal. It's had a lengthy working life. It's stamped 20 over on the barrel and is also stamped 20 over on the piston. So she's been bored out. So yeah, definitely had some work done to her. Got plenty of numbers and serial numbers to check out. It may not even be a 2A like I think it is, who knows. It's got JAP 14645-3F stamped into the ignition backplate. Yeah. Oh well, I think that's about as far as we're going to go. It's not too badly carboned up. Doesn't look too bad at all actually, if I'm honest. And it's also stamped 20 over on the cylinder head as well. They went to a great deal stamping this thing. Usually you just find a stamp on the piston. Don't usually see a stamp on the barrel, and definitely never seen a stamp on the cylinder head before. So all the parts are original to it. They're all the same bits. Yeah, well, there we go. That'll do us for tonight, I should think. So another project. Yeah, we just keep on getting these projects. Alright, y'all. Oh, and just a final thing, completely off topic about this engine, but Ollie, I haven't forgotten about this flywheel cover for your Suffolk Pony engine. It is yours, and as soon as I can get it boxed up and posted, I've just got to get a box big enough for it. It's a little bent out of round on that side, but for the best part that's okay. So just let me know if that's definitely what you need. That's definitely what you're looking for your Suffolk pony, and not something else, because that's all I have. It's sitting up there for you. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching.